Hello everyone, Dr. Brenna here from Wellness Chiropractic, and I just really wanted to thank you to those who are tuning in. I'll give a little time for people to join us, and I'm excited. This is my first webinar, and it's about self-care, and it's about stress, which is going to be so much fun. It's one of the topics that we talk about a lot in the office. And so in this webinar, I'm going to talk about what some of the different types of stressors are, how that really affects our body's physiology, and then some things that you can add in at home that are really some tips and tricks in your life to help manage that stress. So if anyone is watching me right now, feel free to give me some likes, give me some hearts, let me know you're here, and feel free to ask any questions during the webinar and I will get them answered. So those three stressors that I talked about initially, they are physical, chemical, and emotional stress. So let's really break those down. So that first one is physical stress. So that can be something that's traumatic, that's done to the body. Maybe you had an accident, or say you fell down on the ice outside like I did yesterday, or you broke a bone, or say you had a really intense workout that you really just pushed yourself a bit too hard, or maybe you had to sit all day at work today, or you're a student and you had to study the last 4 hours over a desk and you're just feeling really, really stiff. And let's not to mention the backpacks that the kids have to carry these days. I mean, they can get up to like 30 pounds. I think the average is 19 pounds. And so the posture that we are seeing these kids come up with these days when it comes to the bags and the texting, or maybe it's the gaming at home, this posture is just crazy that they're exhibiting because their bodies are just exhausted and they're trying to use the energy that it has to make that difference for them. But that physical stress could also be maybe that you just gave birth to a baby. I mean, that's a traumatic event for both mom and baby. So that's why we always encourage moms to come into the office and have their babies and themselves checked after birth. So that second stress is chemical stress. So that could be, what's the toxic load that's really applied to the body? So this could be the fast food that you ate yesterday, or maybe the 3 cups of coffee you had this afternoon, or the medication that you and your child are taking. Maybe it's a beverage you're having tonight as you're watching me right now. So really think about what those chemical stresses can be. And there really is a growing awareness these days of the toxic chemicals that are in our cleaning products and our skincare cosmetic lines. So when we look at that, the toxic chemicals that are in makeup and skincare are leading to huge hormonal disruption when it comes to young females especially. So tomorrow night, we are doing a free workshop in our office, and we're going to really break down that idea of toxic chemicals, what that looks like, and what things you can begin to change when it comes to your makeup and skincare lines. We're going to have products that you can try. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm going to put the link to that event in the comments when we're all done. Make sure to register. We can't wait to see everyone there. So yeah, that's the chemical stress. And the third one is emotional stress. So I feel like this is the most underestimated when it comes to the stress to the body, but this can include negative self-talk. It can be difficult relationships. Maybe it's with your spouse or with your child. It can be financial worries. It could be the loss and death of a loved one, or even abuse. Abuse can be a huge factor when it comes to mentally or physically, and it gets back into that physical stress category. But the one that's really increasing that we see in our office is bullying with the kids in school. That is just a huge emotional stress that's put on them because they can't escape from it, because 30% of bullying is happening in 6th to 12th graders, but 10% of it is online. So they just can't escape it. It's always with them because it's on their fingertips. So when you look at all those stressors, I really tried to give a lot of examples to say, wow, there's a stress coming from all over the place. So amongst all of those stressors, did anybody hear something familiar? Something that really resonated with you? Because I know I'm not immune to experiencing those stressors during my life. So all of these elements, when you really add them together, they lead to a state of dis-ease within the body. And our body's physiology changes no matter which of those stressors that it is. And so really this means that the body has an inability to adapt to the demand of stress that's being put onto it. And no matter which stress, the inability to adapt leads to what we in chiropractic call subluxation. And what that is, everyone at EWC knows that's a roadblock in that central nervous system. That is a miscommunication between the brain and the body's ability to work together. And so when we begin to see that, we see signs and symptoms of malfunction within the body. This could be difficulty sleeping, could be anxiety, it could be constipation, it could be immune challenges, it could be pain. The list can go on and on. But we should be clear that as chiropractors, I can't change those stressors of life that are coming at you, right? That's not something I can help with. But when we deliver specific, powerful adjustments to your central nervous system, it really allows the connection between the brain and body to be restored. And this allows your body to adapt to the stress of life that's coming your way. And man, that gives you a huge potential for life and for change. So to all our awesome EWC tribe, I have some tips and tricks for you to feel less of these 3 stressors I talked about, besides your wonderful adjustments you get at our office. But first, let's start with hydration and nutrition. So are you drinking enough water? Plain and simple. This is a super important thing that we need in our body, and I get encouragement from my amazing team daily for this because it is so hard for me to do. But something that I have found that is super helpful is to have a water bottle. Water bottle that is with you, you can refill it. It's so easy to take on the go, whether it's to the gym, around your work, to all your appointments that you might have to go to. Just to have that with you and to refill it gives more opportunity for that to happen. And when we look at nutrition, really look at, am I giving my body things that are full of nutrients to really help me thrive? And if not, and you want to make some changes, we have some wonderful nutritionists that we work closely with that we would love to give you resources for. So be sure to ask us in the office if that's something that you're interested in. And something that I've also found helpful is meal planning. Meal planning over the weekend has been huge for me. If I can look at what food that I need to have prepared for the rest of the week, leads to more success. There's less opportunity for me to make poor bad choices because I have all the food right in front of me. The second self-care tip I have is movement. So our bodies were really designed to be mobile, and it can be tough for some people, especially with a lot of our occupations have a lot of sitting these days, right? So I have found it helpful if you can have reminders on your phone or your computer that they remind you every hour to say, hey, like get up and walk for just a few minutes, whether it's to the bathroom, to go get more water, one of those things, just to get up and move. And even for those people that want to begin exercising, that can be an overwhelming task as well. So if you tuned into Dr. Allison's webinar that was last month, she talked about setting attainable and achievable realistic goals for yourself. So if you want to start exercising, don't expect that you're going to be able to do it 7 days a week. I mean, it's going to be too drastic of a change, and you're probably going to fall off short from that list of wanting to get it done. So start small, and then things you can really build on top of. Do stretches, maybe some light yoga. Even walking can be a really great way to start and get movement into the body. And you're going to find the more that you move, the more energy you're going to have and the better that you're going to feel. The third one I have is mindset. And so when I talk about mindset, I like to think of it as meditation and affirmations, positive affirmations to go with that. So you can start off your day doing I am affirmations. So if you haven't done those before, it means thinking of things that you desire to have in your life to proclaim for yourself. So you could say, I am beautiful, I am smart, I am strong, I'm a great mom, I'm a rock star dad, etc. Things that you desire to have for your life. And one thing I pride myself on is that I choose to be a very positive person, and it's something I decided to do a long time ago, that I want to wake up in the morning and choose joy for the day. It's easy to have negative things happen and hold on to those, and then you just feel icky and you feel worse. So having a mindset to be positive can be very powerful. When we recommend meditation, sometimes that can also be an overwhelming thing for people because it's not a super familiar task that people talk about. but it can also be really clarifying for the mind and take time to take deep breaths during the day. And you can get free apps that are on your phone. Some of the ones that we use in the office are Headspace and Calm. I paid for one called Meditation that I really like, but they completely guide you through that process, and they can be as short as 5 minutes all the way to 25 minutes, whatever feels right for you to start with. But wonderful opportunity to just clear your mind and take some deep breaths. The fourth and last self-care tip that I have for you is sleep. So when our bodies sleep, this is when they recover and when they heal. And it's really when you begin to thrive and you can get rest. And for those of you, adults, you should be getting about at least 7 hours of sleep every night. And sometimes it's tough if you've got a new little one, but that's the goal to shoot for. For your little ones, they might need more like 9 hours of sleep. So really work on having some good bedtimes for those kids, and maybe you need to go with them for that bedtime once in a while, besides binging Netflix, which I know we're all guilty of doing once in a while at the end of the day. So at our office, we do check-ins to see like how people are progressing, how they're experiencing care. And one of the biggest feedbacks that we get is that people under consistent chiropractic care experience changes in almost all three of those categories when we look at physical, chemical, and emotional stress. And most of them say, I feel more calm, I feel less anxious, and overall my stress has improved. Again, they've become more adaptable. And so not only are they feeling more balance and less stress, but we have a way of actually testing what's the function. Are you really more balanced? And most of the time, yeah, they absolutely are, because we have a set of neurological scans that give us a look into that central nervous system to see, are you adapting to your stress, or are you not adapting to that stress? So the first one is our heart rate variability. This can say, is your body in a state of rest or stress? And do you have good energy in your system to adapt to that stress as well? The second one is a thermography scan. And that looks at how deep-rooted is that stress pattern into your central nervous system when looking at your organs and your glands and your tissues. The third scan is electromyography, and that's looking at what is the efficiency within your muscle system to use the energy resources that you have. And so all three of them give a really great deep dive into how your central nervous system is functioning. So if you have not had the opportunity to work with us, I would just love to encourage you to come and see, come and get scanned. If this is something that's brand new to you, you've never been to our page before, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to answer those questions. Maybe you are a mom watching this and your kids are under care and you're not, and you finally realize it's your time. You need to come in. We would love the opportunity to get you scanned. So the big thing is that we're here for all of you. So maybe you just need more information at this point, and that's okay too. We'd love to answer those questions. And I'm going to post the phone number and our email in the comments tonight. And if you are already a Rockstar Practice member, I would just love for you to share this video, because there might be that one person that really needs to hear the message of some hope and healing. So I thank you all for tuning in for my first webinar on stress and self-care. And I hope you took at least one takeaway from tonight. Stop me in the office. Tell me what helped you, because really that's what it's all about. All right, that's all I have for you. So love you all. Talk soon.